welcome back to Slightly Less Scripted Podcast on the CC Podcast Network. We are here today with current student, senior, Dominic Recchione.
Yep.
Did I say it right?
Recchione.
Yep. All right. So I didn't even know it, but I've known you for 4 years.
Sorry.
You heard it here first, folks.
So we'll get that sorted out. Better known as the doctor,
Yep.
DReffects,
Yeah.
as everyone probably knows and has seen you on social media. Actually, I bet a lot of people have watched your content, but don't know who makes it.
Yeah.
So there's the face behind the camera.
True. Very true. It's actually kind of funny because there's a lot of people. You'll get some people that'll call me DR, some people that'll call me doctor. It's kind of a mix, but it's cool. It's had a great experience so far being here. Great school. Couldn't say anything better about it. It's awesome. This place has changed me, and
you're well loved around here,
dude.
From the students to the faculty and staff to the coaches.
It's crazy just how far the content has come over the last couple of years with, photographers being on the sideline, videographers, everybody being on the sideline. And it's cool that it brings people together, whether it's, student athletes, even people outside of school. It's awesome. And this place is just awesome.
Which is a big thanks to you.
I mean,
right?
It's cool.
I mean, you're part of the reason that we have a lot of the cool stuff now and a lot of kids that you inspired. Let's start with kind of, how did you get to Catholic Central? Where'd you grow up? Where'd you come from? What school did you come from? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so I grew up in South Lyon, Michigan, not too far away. I live about 15 minutes away from the school. Went to middle school at Centennial Middle School in South Lyon. And then my older brother, he came here, graduated in 23, Vince Recchione. He enjoyed it. He wasn't sure if he was going to come here at first. And then he decided, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go there. Heard countless great things about the school. Heard it was a blast. So I was like, obviously I'm going to follow in his footsteps. Started off.
So was he the first?
Yeah,
he was the family to come here?
My dad didn't go here. He was the first, very first. But yeah, no, he said a lot of great things about the school. My parents were like, I think you should go there as well. So I was like, why not? And then I started off playing football and baseball my freshman year. Baseball, I still do play. I ended up not playing football after my freshman year. That's kind of where I took the step into content. Was kind of, I kind of met a breach with football. I decided to go full time into baseball. Wanted to get my priorities straight with school, making sure my grades stayed up. And that's where I kind of looked at content. So I got really, I guess you could say, not as busy during football season. So I kind of wanted to find something to fill my time with. And I guess that's all the history of, where I grew up and everything, and it's kind of formed into be what it is today. And now we're here.
So yeah, so you obviously take a step back from freshman football and you're like, all right, I got some time on my hands. And, so then how did you think about, okay, so now you've taken a step back, you have time on your hands. Well, why'd you choose content though? Like, why'd you choose I want to be a videographer. I want to record things. Like, where does that passion stem from?
Man, it started from video games. This is actually a funny story. Right?
Okay.
So this was like prime Fortnite, right? Like 2017 when everybody was playing, right?
Sure, I remember.
So yeah, I was gonna say esports coach, but so yeah, no, Fortnite was popping, right? I was like, I enjoyed video games, but I honestly it was just kind of like a time filler, I guess you could say. Like when I had nothing going on, and I'm big on doing stuff, but I don't want to just be wasting my time, right? With just doing, whatever. So
sure.
I feel like I always got to be doing something, right? Whether it's, helping me improve as a person or whatever. And video games was kind of just like a time filler for me. So I was like, man, how can I turn this into something more, right? And this was at the time when, you had streamers like Ninja, Tfue, all these people who were making money, right? And I saw all the stuff that was happening to them, whether it was,
sponsorships,
deals,
making ad revenue,
advertisements and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I want to do something like that. Right?
Let me get in on that.
Yeah, let me get more in front of the camera or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna give this a try. Started a YouTube channel. I believe I started in 2018. Started uploading Fortnite montages. Those were popping too. Started uploading those. Those did really well. I had one that ended up doing really well on TikTok. And that's honestly what kind of sparked it. I was like, all right.
So you started with Fortnite montages.
Yeah, Fortnite montages is where it at.
Is your face in any of the original?
No, they're not.
They're just strictly gameplay.
Yeah, they're all private.
You privated them now?
They're on my YouTube channel, but they're private. No, but
are they good clips at least? No,
actually, funny story. I would have my friend in creative. He would like set up like he'd
the
do like a
shots?
bot.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd do like a clip bot, and I would just run up to him, edit and stuff. And
you're hilarious.
Eliminate him. But no, it was fun. That's where it all started, really.
I got a few clips on YouTube that you could go find.
Yeah.
From Fortnite. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Twitch too, right?
Twitch.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I probably don't want people doing that, but there's some funny clips of me out there on the internet with gameplay. There's one, what was that one channel? Like Fortnite montages or Fortnite highlights or something?
Yeah.
There's like me that sees like a group of 4 ahead of me, and I had like 9 grenades in my inventory or something. Like, so I just had like 3 stacks of 3. I throw them all over to the builds, and you just see everyone, and like bottom right screen is just my name because everyone exploded.
Yeah.
And it had like 500,000 views or something. It's hilarious.
It's awesome. That's sweet. No, yeah, see, it's like crazy. Just like the little stuff that you do online, it can go so far without you having any idea like how big it really is.
The algorithm takes it and it's just like, all right, that was a sick moment.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy just how it comes to be, I guess. So yeah, it started with montages. Posted those on YouTube. They did really well. Posted them on TikTok. They did really well. And then I hit a block. This is right when I started to quit football. I was like, so I had this YouTube channel, right? I had about like 3,000 subscribers. I was like, man, like this YouTube channel is just sitting here, right? I mean, I got a pretty decent following. Let's do something with it, right? So this is kind of where I lead into content that started here.
Now you transition away from video games.
So I had a break where I didn't do anything with social media, really.
Took a break.
Yeah, took a break.
Yeah.
About a year break. This was during freshman football, which I'll never forget my times with freshman football. That was some of the best times I've ever had here. If you're an incoming freshman, that's the one piece of advice I'd have to you is to get involved with football. Football program's great. It's especially freshman football because you're out there, you're on the grass, the grass fields.
The grind.
Yeah, that's where the grind starts. That's where you separate the people that really do want to be there and work hard.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. It's amazing. You're getting there, spending a lot of time there with your friends. You're bonding with people. It's just an awesome experience. So I quit football freshman year. Sophomore year, we hire our head coach, Justin Sasante. So I'm like, okay, we got a new head coach. I'm like, maybe I'll be able to make a relationship with him, right? Let's get something started. We go into the football season, and after our first game, I remember I CapCut installed on my iPhone, right? And they had like the templates. And so I'm downstairs in my basement working out. I started plugging clips into the template, and I was just like, let's see what we can make. Let's see if we can make something special. I ended up exporting the video, showing it to my dad. And he was like, man, you got to show this to the administration at our school or at the school. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'll do it. So I remember the following morning, man, I'll never forget this. I was so nervous to talk to him. Mr. Mac, Mike Mac. I walk into him first thing in the morning. I'm like, hey, coach, because he's a football coach.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are your thoughts on this? He's like, oh, that's sweet. Like, you got to show this to our athletic director, Mr. Babbitts, Aaron Babbitts. So I go upstairs. I remember the exact.
Where'd you get the clips from?
They were like screenshots just from other
screen shares of other other content. Okay.
Yeah, other platforms. So I go upstairs to my study hall and email Mr. Babbitts right when I get there. I'm like, all right, so shoot him an email. I'm like, hey, Mr. Babbitts, here's a video I created, sent it to him. And literally 30 minutes later, he responds. He's like, I want you to come down during homeroom and let's talk more about this, right? So the day goes on. I get to homeroom. I go down there. He's like, he's in his office. And he's like, man, like, you got to do this more for us. Like our school would love this if you did for us.
Yeah, we need more of this content.
Yeah. So I was like, man, if he likes it, there's something probably there that I can do with it, right? So I started making the videos every week. Didn't really post them on TikTok. It was more so just for the footballs page. Didn't really like.
And are you
post
still
them on my page.
ripping content, or have you gotten a camera at this point yet?
I haven't gotten a camera, so this is all phone, right?
This is all phone.
I'm basically just an editor at this point, right?
Okay.
So I'm using other platforms from other pages.
You're getting whatever you can from anywhere.
You gotta do what you gotta do at some point. So I do that. That lasts until Boys Bowl. We get to Boys Bowl. And for those of you that don't know, it's basically where around our school, we have this big football game. A lot of alumni come together.
Homecoming game.
Yeah, homecoming game. Pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. So that's a big game. And I finally get a camera. Actually, I get a camera after Boys Bowl. The following game, I remember it was St. John's, I believe. And that's when I get my first camera, right? I actually go right across the street. This is a funny story as well. The night before the game, so it's Thursday night, I'm looking at cameras. I'm like, it's about time that I probably get a camera, right? Because I was making a little bit of money here and there. I was like, I think it's time we get a camera.
Yeah, make a little bit of money, yeah.
Why not? Let's make the investment, right? So
got to upgrade now.
Yeah. So I remember it was like 10 o'clock p.m. I'm good at remembering like details and stuff like that. It's like kind of like a fun fact, I guess you could say. So I'm debating with my mom, right? It's the Canon Rebel T7, right? I'm like, do I get the one that's $300 or the one that's $500? He's like, it's up to you. And I'm like, I have this moment in my head. I'm like, man, I think this is like the moment. Like, I feel like that this is going to be something. So I'm like, you know what? We're setting it down $500 on the camera. This camera was like shot like 720p. It was like the lowest of the low. It actually took like pretty decent photos though, but it wasn't that great, right? So I got like the bag, the camera bag, and I got like the camera. I got like the big tripod too. That's like, you know what I mean? So I'm out there. I shoot my first football game, right?
Your accessories are nicer than the camera.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
When I bought my first camera, I think I bought like a really bad one too, and I thought it was.
No one knows what's good, right? Like
I think that's why.
Yeah,
and it's also what's available. Like you go to Target, like they only got like 3 cameras there. You know what I mean? Like,
you go to Best Buy and you're like, oh, that one says it can shoot 1080p. I'll go with that one, and then you realize it shoots it for 3 minutes, and you're like, oh, oops, I got the wrong kind of camera.
Yeah. No, it's awesome though. It's funny how far it's come. But so I purchased the camera, shooting the game. Post the videos. It's pretty much after like every week. I just start posting videos, shooting the game, filming the game. And then we got to Christmas and I purchased an A6400, I believe. I purchased that and I was like, obviously that was another upgrade. Started buying lenses, cameras. And then it's actually funny because a month later I had my birthday. Right. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I think we need to do a little more. We'll buy the FX30. I bought it the day before the wrestling state championship that was in 2024. So I've had that camera ever since then. Bought that, shot the wrestling state championship. That was the first video that when I was like, man, like that is like good. Like it was like real cinematic type stuff, like 4K. That's when you're getting like 4K, 120 and stuff like that with the crop sensor and stuff like that. But so that's how it started. And then we went into football season, shot March Madness, started filming March Madness. Football started. And then when football hit, last football season, when that hit, when it was the season that we made the deep run, that's when I really started noticing stuff, right? So we had that season happen. It was kind of like the entire start pretty much of like my own pages. That's kind of what it started as. Started uploading stuff to my page, the football page. That's when we started doing the cinematic recaps.
Yeah.
So I know I started
growing a personal brand.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it was. It was marketing our school, right, across all of our sports while, trying to build my own brand as well.
For sure.
So that's when we started doing the cinematic recaps. Notice nobody around the state at least was doing those at the time that was in high school. So
you saw a need and you came up with a solution.
Yeah, I was like, let's do it. And
that's how every good business is started.
Yeah, that's kind of how it starts. But yeah, one inspiration was the University of Oregon. Their football team kind of did it. So I was like, let's see if we can do that here. Started uploading those. That did really well. Then we get to the Belleville football game, which I assume a lot of people know about that game. We get to that. That was the craziest game I've ever filmed. By far, one of the craziest events I've ever filmed. That was
right, because it's just a viral event before you film it.
That's pretty much what it was. Film that. Our football season comes to an end, unfortunately. Our school is kind of at a low at that time, but we come back the following week, and you can probably relate to this. We have the esports. I believe it was the following week. We have the esports assembly.
Yep.
That was another great event at our school that not many schools around the country do.
Yeah.
So that was an awesome event as well. Posted a clip. You remember this.
Yeah.
Overtime, Max Preps, they shot, they sent me a message and they were like, can we post this? I was like, man, of course.
I think you got a collab with Overtime, right?
Yeah, it actually ended up doing, I want to say 700K on TikTok it's at or something like that. Right
there you go.
So I think that's how they noticed it. Sent me a message. We got it up on their page, got the collaboration. And when they invited me to collaborate, that's when I started noticing my numbers on Instagram starting to go up.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that post is at like 40,000 likes now.
Wow.
So I was like, man, because it gave you guys a lot of publicity too. Because it was great because it was,
That's a special event for high school. Just to I mean, actually, it's just a special esports event.
Yeah.
Besides, if you're like a world champion player, you are never going to experience 1,000 people in a crowd for esports. So when you have 1,000 kids that, and for whatever reason, are actually kind of like buying in a little bit and cheering, because that's the special part about CC with the school spirit, is like it's really, really special. And when I saw you get that, I was so happy. I was like, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. I was hoping it was kind of, me hoping ESPN was going to do it again. That would have been a crazy collab.
Yeah.
I was like, but Overtime's not bad. Like you'll take it.
Yeah, it was actually funny. Yeah. Well, because I actually sent the guy a message and I said, "Can you add our?" I told him to add you guys as a collaborator. He just never did. But
those kinds of once that thing goes viral and it goes out, most people like it's so tough, because I remember when ESPN posted it, I was like, hey, could you guys collab with the DCC esports page on it? It's just one of those things where like once it goes out and it gets millions of views, then they're like, all right, well we just made our money on it. Like what's the point? You have to kind of like almost negotiate like before you tell them yes. You'd be like, well, only if you're gonna collab with it.
Yeah.
Like it's just you learn though, but you're not gonna know that. When you wake up on Thanksgiving and you see Instagram, ESPN wants to send you a message.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, let's go. Like let's go do it. Yeah. You don't think about any of that kind of stuff.
You don't. Yeah.
But I mean that's it's probably very validating for you to be like, dude, I'm doing cool stuff that other people are reaching out to me and trying to collaborate.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's nice too, because I think they actually both ended up following me, which is a great portfolio thing, because now I can put
for
that
sure.
on that. But so that happens. Then we go to the wrestling.
Wrestling would be next.
Wrestling next. We go to lacrosse. And then that's where we're at today. I mean, we're in football season.
Would you say around that time is when you started to really feel like, okay, I've got my hands around this thing. Like I know what I'm doing. I got my workflow established. I know what to look for when I'm on the field, and I know what shots I need to finish a project.
Yes. I would say when I started to notice that, and I was like, man, like I think I got a grasp of this, was when I got the FX30. That was the biggest thing when I really started investing into, my equipment and really trying to figure out what the mission of this school was. That's when I really started to notice like, a change in my videos. Starting to implement, whether it was a story throughout the videos or just trying to tell, a game recap. That's when I started to notice the biggest difference with, the way I filmed. And a lot of it came from experience too. Just shooting different games, filming different sports, different events. That helped out a lot as well.
How many projects have you made where you're like, I didn't like that project? Decent amount?
We've all got one or two.
I would say a decent amount. A lot of them come from TikTok.
Right.
Because I'm like, man, like this is not going to do well. Sometimes I'll just post them just to keep up with the algorithm.
Yeah, you got to keep up. But I was going to say, when you're making content, not every single piece is going to be a banger.
Yeah, I treat it. This is actually a good illusion of that. It's a lottery ticket, right? You purchase a lottery ticket. Not everyone's going to win.
Yeah,
but you're going to get those ones that will hit big.
And if you don't post, you definitely don't get any views.
That's a number. That's another thing. Is you got to stay consistent. That's another piece of advice I have to any content creator. Is consistency is the key of the game. If you are not consistent, you will not make it in this game.
So where do we sit right now? How many followers on all the socials?
I want to say,
pull it up.
I don't even know.
50K on TikTok or more?
So right now on Instagram, we're at 7,300.
Okay. Twitter,
we're at like 800. Let me pull my TikTok.
And then TikTok's your big one, right?
Yeah, TikTok, we're at 57,000.
Crazy.
Right
in what, 4 years?
Yeah, I started my TikTok, 3-4 years. Yeah.
It's crazy. And a bulk of them from like recently, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it is, it's part of it too is the school, right? The way that people, view the school. They're like, man, that's Catholic Central. I want to interact with that post. I want to like it because maybe they're going to go to CC one day.
Yeah.
So a lot of it comes from that. And then, you'll get people that'll comment, obviously some controversial stuff, which gets people started. So
that's all right. When you win a lot, that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, it's engagement. It's free.
That's what I say. Yeah,
it's engagement.
Like, you're pushing it out, right?
I just told Sean, I said, our hockey team unfortunately lost the game, which is okay. Those things happen. But I looked at the likes on that post. It had more likes than the other posts because people want to see you fail. It's crazy.
It's crazy. That's exactly what happened after we lost to Cass Tech last year.
Oh, was that?
I got right back to my car, load up my TikTok. There's like 10 comments on it. They're like, what happened?
People, right?
Yeah, they're like, what happened? I'm like, man, I don't even really go through my comments on TikTok.
It's the CC versus everyone mentality. You just got to have it a little bit.
What comes with it,
So when you talk about, your advice to up and coming guys, I mean, people probably notice this now, but basically at any game, dude, you see there's like 5, 6, 7, there's like 7 kids I know. I didn't do that on purpose.
Yeah.
There's like 7 kids I know that are,
there we go.
That I see on the sidelines with cameras now, and they're either trying to do photography or they're trying to edit some videos or trying to do some clips. And I feel like probably a big reason of that was you probably broke the ice, right? In terms of listen, when you're the first to do something, especially in high school, you're kind of scared a little bit because you're like, am I going to be made fun of for this? Like, I'm out here with a camera and I'm grabbing content, I'm making video, I'm editing. Like, some people might think it's nerdy, something like that. But then now I see, and now it's like, all right, if you have a camera on you, you're one of the cool kids now. I'm grabbing content for the teams and stuff, and I'm playing a role.
It was not always that way. You've definitely entered into the folklore here.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, that's DReffects. Oh, you know who DReffects is? Like, yeah, I know who DReffects is.
So now these other kids kind of have that ease of access because they're like, you know what? I don't mind grabbing a camera and filming or shooting footage and stuff. Yeah. So I think that's a really big plus. But for those guys that are kind of coming up and stuff and just starting out, what tips do you have for them for growing their own personal brand and getting better at what they do?
Yeah. So we'll start off with, I guess, people that want to be content creators. We'll start off with that is if you're going to go into content, we'll start off broad. If you're going to go into anything, this is how I treat it. You can't be scared to fail, right? When I first started making these videos, I was very scared. I thought people were going to, make fun of me, be like, these videos are weird, right? I'm sure you could probably relate to that
for sure,
as well.
Yeah.
You're scared at first. You're like, it's a big step because not a lot of people are doing it, right?
Yeah.
You get, you'll get the old guy on the sideline with the camera, you know what I mean? That's what people envision. But before then I saw people, teenagers, making videos, this is kind of another thing that I'm a little bit known for is making my high school look like a movie, right? Like those videos. I saw one of those. And when you go into something that, might seem a little bit scary, you just got to go into it full. Say, if I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail hard. That's kind of how I
fail big.
I was like, if I'm going to go into this, I'm going to go all in. Right. So that's what I did. And just to relate that back to any advice to people, once you got to find something you're passionate about because, right. It's hard to love something if you don't really enjoy it. So that's kind of where it comes from as well. And it comes from hard work too, right? It gets to a point where you become, not unfortunately, but you become obsessed with it, right? And so now that's pretty much all I think about during the day is content creation.
Right.
So to the kids that do want to become content creators, you just got to know it's going to come with a lot of patience. Obviously, you're not going to get followers right away.
Yeah.
And it comes with a lot of hard work, staying up late.
Yeah. Would you say sacrifice?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. You got to give up some things to be able to do what you want to do.
Yeah, it's actually funny because we're at the time we're recording this, we're about to play East Kentwood in the state semifinal. Yeah. And I have not really seen my family all week. So it takes a lot of sacrifice. Like on Wednesday night, which was 2 days ago, I'll take you through my day, right? So I wake up at 7:30, or I wake up at 6:45, wake up early, get here to school, go through the entire school day. Then we got baseball after school, right? Then I got to come back from baseball after an hour and a half, workout, right? Then I got to cover the hockey game all the way at USA. I go to USA, cover that. And then I get home and at 10 o'clock, 10:15. And at that point, I'm like, man, I'm tired, but I still got tests the next day. And I'm like, I got to study for that, right? So it comes with a lot of sacrifice, whether it's not seeing your family or, doing stuff that, unfortunately gets compromised.
Yeah, you might have to give up some fun to go to certain events, right?
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it comes. But that's where you become obsessed with it. You know,
Sure.
When you're obsessed with it, it doesn't feel like a job.
It's like your craft. You're like, this is my thing that I do. It's a
That's what it
passion.
is, yeah.
Passion project.
Yeah, that's what it is. So you become, you love it. Not saying that it has to be all you do, but man.
But you can tell you're excited about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not like, oh crap, I got to go film this game. You're like, dude, I get to go to USA. I'm going to be in the locker room. I'm be getting ice shots. I'm going to be getting I'm there in the mix of things. So that was my dad's advice to me too. He said, Steven, as soon as something becomes a job for you, move on to the next thing. Because you don't want it to feel like a job. I know when I wake up and I come to work here, it doesn't feel like a job to me. It feels like a dream. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah.
So if you could find that craft, that enjoyment with it, then it changes. Then you don't care about like, oh, well, I'm doing 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm doing 12-hour days or whatnot. You're just like, that's my day.
Yeah, it's something that you like. So it doesn't feel really like a job.
So you're ahead of a lot of guys, because then, some people don't find that until later on in life.
Yeah, and that's why I'm blessed. That's why I do what I do, because I know that, there's somebody that's got to serve the people. So I try and be that person that serves people, whether it's helping somebody out with, getting into content, helping somebody out with schoolwork. Somebody's got to do it. So if there's somebody that wants that there's anybody that's going to do it, I'd be more than happy to do that. And then going back to, the kids being on the sidelines, I think it's awesome, man. If you're an incoming freshman, or even if you're at the school, I 100%.
We got guys coming in asking us for our cameras almost, I don't know, I feel like it's every day.
Yeah, it's definitely changed the game around here.
Like kids just want to do it. They're like, hey, can we borrow your camera and go cover this game?
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, this more than anyone, but at a school like this is a 24/7 community. There is something going on all the time and in different locations. It is almost impossible to cover everything.
Yes.
Especially one person.
Yeah.
Especially one person.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, like you're either going to the football game or is there a soccer game? Like, which one am I going to do? You know what I mean? Like, there's two things going on at once, right? And they could be in different locations.
And on top of that, you're a student still. You got to manage your schoolwork, like you said. I mean, I'm sure at some point you have to even say like no to people sometimes.
Yeah. There's definitely been those moments, and I've had our athletic director, Mr. Babbitts, remind me. He's like, man, you're still human. You're still in high school. You're a senior.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy your year.
100%.
Every time he tells me that, I'm like, no, man, no,
this is how I enjoy it.
This is my senior,
it's senior year. It's gonna fly by.
Yeah, well, it's hard to, when you think about it all the time and all day, every day, it's hard to not think about it and take a moment to step back.
But you got you take a moment once every few days, once a week. You just look back at everything, slow it down, and enjoy it, because it'll be different once you leave here, right? You'll transition to the next thing. Yeah. What do you think's next for you in terms of after CC?
I'm going to try and stay local for college. I'm still figuring that out. Obviously, right now I'm focused on, finishing out this football season. I don't want anything, even throughout the winter. I want to I want to finish out covering these sports, make sure I'm putting out the best content. And then most likely after this football season comes to an end, I'll probably narrow it down to where I want to go.
Take some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Wow, so you're not ahead of yourself at all. You're not looking 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
No, I'm figuring out the hand-at task. I'm kind of focused on that right now.
One game at a time mentality.
Yep, that's how it is.
Yeah. East Kentwood tomorrow, and that's it.
That's it. And then we're moving on.
that's good advice for life.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, no, I'll most likely know right before our baseball season starts. And I've obviously have aspirations of doing some other stuff.
Doing this at a high level.
Yeah, the goal as of right now, the goal is to work for NFL Films. That's a dream of mine that I have. Working as a live content correspondent or being a cinematographer, I think that'd be awesome. Or just for a professional team.
So goal is NFL at a high level.
100%.
I love it.
That's the goal. While still being able to help out here,
think
that would be awesome, because I don't want to forget.
Hey, we're never going to tell you that you can't come help us out. that is for sure. But also at some point, you might want to spread your wings and fly a little bit.
Yep.
We understand that too.
Don't want to forget about your roots. That comes from Mr. Babbitts.
Oh yeah, roots not fruits.
Yeah, roots not fruits.
And you can hear that on House of Hammers too.
Oh yeah,
Wow, nice plug.
There
Yeah,
you
there you go.
go.
That's
There
our
you
other
go.
podcast, or one of our other podcasts.
Like a layup. There we go.
Come on, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for a few episodes now. I'm getting the hang of it.
There we go.
So let's transition to you being a student here a little bit. I just wanted to get some takes on like what's one thing that's different about CC that you didn't experience at other schools, or what's one thing that you just like, dude, this is the reason why I'm happy I came here.
I can put it pretty much as simple as this. It's a school, but it's not a school, right? You come here and it's not like your average school where you come here, it's, work all day, you do this, you got to be here, you got to do that. It's more than a school, right? Because you're constantly spending time with, your friends outside of school, people in school. You got teachers that are helping you out. You got alumni here. You got the administration around here is great. People like you guys are awesome. And you guys are easily accessible to us. So it makes it a lot more helpful, I guess you could say. But something that really separates the school is the faith part of that. You don't find that at, a lot of the other schools, is how passionate people are about their faith and how far they go and deep they go into it. That's one thing that really does separate the school. And that's something that, I really enjoy about the school. But yeah, no, this place is it's awesome. I started going back to the beginning. It's awesome. It's completely changed me. That's for sure.
I think that's beautiful. I don't know. I almost want to end it like that. That's like the greatest way to end it.
It's awesome. Dude, this place has done so much for me that our famous saying, and Coach Sasante will like it when I say this, live and die for CC High. I 100% live by that, and I'd do anything for this school.
Well, you're a great embodiment of what it is to be a Shamrock and to excel. Maybe not in, just one aspect, sports, academics, but just to excel in your craft, right? It can be anything here. And I think that's what separates us a little bit is we try to push people to do what they're good at, what their God-given gifts are. Yeah. You found yours and you're like, all right, I'm all in. Yeah. So for the cameras, why don't you give them a little quick shout out to all your socials and tell people where they can find you at?
Yeah. So my Instagram, TikTok, and everything besides my Twitter is at official DReffects. And then my Twitter is DReffects edit. So that's where all my socials are at. You'll find a lot of our content there. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dom, thank you so much, man. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me.